Wait a minute, I'm high, ain't I? I missed one. Hello. How are we doing today? I know, dead awful silent, huh? Are you using iOS or Android? I think it's Android. I may be wrong though. If you want, can you link your Discord so I can set a paid version of what? What? User got me confused. What do you want me to do and why? I don't know. If you want, can So I can send you a paid. You want to send me a paid version of Ibis Paint? Um. First off, why? I mean, just know I'm a wee bit skeptical is all. But is there like a reason or anything? Hello? I use Ibis Paint too, but nowadays I clip Studio and I despise the ads on it. But yeah, it's up to you though. But if you do want to, remember to back your drawings up. Okay, I'll link the Discord and I'll have it there. I will back up the drawings. Let's see. I don't have Nightbot on here. Does this video have like a description button or anything? No. I might swap over to Clip Studio Paint in a while. I guess I'll take it. Guys, I pray it's not some scam that I'm unfamiliar with. I don't think it is, but I still have my doubts, so excuse me for that, because I've had a fair history of people trying to do that. Let me grab this. Here you go. I still use Ibis Paint for sketching, but let's see. But I use Metabang and Clip Studio nowadays. I see. I have an what's it called? Artist 15.6 Pro, but I want to get like really good at art before I start using it, which is why I'm limiting myself to Ibis Paint. I'm a skedaddle. Also, if you have a character sheet or want me to draw you something, feel free to ask. Alrighty then. You have a good one. So how's it going?
Good.
Good? Okay. So help me to never falter, be severed again under the fire. Your cousin suggest. Beta attack power. Beta attack power. I said you some unfinished examples of my style. Okay, let me go take a look-see at these bad boys. No, let me ask you this. There's not like any ulterior motives of this song, is there? Like trying to get me to cough up some money, if anything. Because I might think about giving you a commission. Let me see what artworks you have in store over here. Ooh, okay, I see. It's like an arcane style. These are really good. Because I'm not doing pay requests. I did it for free because I am just getting back into drawing. Oh, so you're trying to... Oh, I understand. I understand. For someone getting back into drawing, you are doing really good. You know how to definitely draw braids. You got the dynamic poses down. Let's see. So you're doing free. So who is a character that would fit the archetype? As for these unfinished doodles, the first one that you sent me, you should probably try to complete. At least with coloring aspect. The second one, you could leave. Thank God I explained myself fully. And no, I don't do commissions at the moment. But if you get a request, feel free to ask me on Discord. Okay, then. Glad that was cleared up. Because, again, each time I get someone in here saying artwork, they usually come at me saying, hey, I have this specific artwork. And for $20 whole, I could give you some art and proceed to never do such thing. I also do cartoon style and full anime style. I'll send them later if you can. If you can do full anime style, if you're able to show me. My goal is to get into commissions, which I suck at. 1 second, I have 40-minute Miku one I did. By all means, show me. Because these are really great drawings right here. When it comes to artwork for me, it's like I'm still learning everything. I'm in the learning phase. Eventually, these will become more dynamic and then more combat-like. Because as it stands right now, that won't get the job done. It's rough, yeah. Let's take a look. Really, really good. No, my only miniature critique might be the eyes. Take it with a grain of salt, though, because I am horrible at it. Other than that, it is really good. Ooh, this is an interesting character design. This were 40 minutes I didn't render or fix up. Ah, I got you. Because I can barely spend a day on the... I spend a day doing the sketch, so any critique for me is probably bad critique. So you got the Miku. And you got one that looks like it's a tongue at first, when in reality it's probably hair. Unless I'm just tweaking and that's actually a tongue. Please tell me I'm not crazy. But for someone getting back into drawings, these are really good. You have anime, you have like a, what's it? Anime and realistic style. Like something like Arcane. Don't worry, I'm working on all critique, but yeah, I must skedaddle. It's Arcane Season 2. Jinx, gotcha. Alrighty then, you have a good one. I will probably ping you another time to see what you are capable of.
like the producers who be making Montoya watch his girl get rearranged on a daily basis. As ironically, he starts bringing out mad wood with the D-Force emergence, sending it straight to the group. And they can't do nothing but look at it like they never seen this much wood before or something. But of course, Naruto got that bailout Hall of Fame badge, so Kurama gives him chakra, letting him be able to spam shadow clones like he just about to jump the forest. Until they start bringing out giant Rasengans that go in destroying every tree in sight. And you know, Madara seeing somebody strong is geek. Bro, think he Goku. But now the clone's chakra tank is on E. Leaving Inoki to say that he'll take care of it from here. That CT already hit his lost his arm. And he only got one eye open too. That headshot got hooked and he didn't do shit. So Madara remembers this man is a fraud. Just like back in the day. You could just tell by the sniffer he got on. Bro look like he gets smelled when I'm thinking about having for dinner. And I ain't even had it. But while he and Goro decide they about to take Madara up down, my goat hit that turnaround, itching to throw some hands too. And just look at her. That girl is ready. But unfortunately, Tsunade is not the only glass of milk here. Cause it look like they serving some chocolate. And I just gotta say, Raikage is a better pandemic. When we move, he tells Maui to get ready so she can teleport him and Tsunade to the battlefield. 10 seconds later, we about it. As we see Mace running about 3 moves against the castle. As we find out, they can use flying rights, which they're about to use to send May off to the battlefield too. But meanwhile, Madara and Kabuto go leaping at the squad just to catch a Tsunade foot to the face, sending bro flying back, while Kabuto gets a mean right to the gut, sending him booming into the ground, while Madara lands like nothing happened. But then May pulls up too, meaning that the 5 Kage of the ninja world are assembled. And immediately Tsunade gets a healing guard and a Nogi after she already put herself in teleportation. She can go into this fight not getting full chakra. She really did great. So then they start charging up and they blast a lava monster. They go chasing down Madara on his wood like he need to go to the clinic. He's in that garbage for his own. So they sneaks up, rocking him. As May follows up round 2, swallowing him up in lava like me anytime I play Minecraft. Except of course this demon just starts to pull out his Susu, making A line up with Chop, smacking him right in the middle. But I'm sorry to break it to you, buddy. This is not Sasuke. As he dips out of there and May keeps spamming trying to drown bro. And me personally, give it to me! Give it to me! Give it to me! So they go boom and out past Madara with his skeletons of zombies. They go smacking the ground, making him jump back as Madara geeks and Nagatama. They go straight into look at Naruto. Bro doing all this and he just a shadow. Like bro, go home. You lost. They done told you about 3 times that they got this under control. And now you sitting here looking stupid. As you see, it's actually his own golem. The palm-shaped layer is sitting on his back. Because the geezer of the stone ass for decades, and you decide to give him your chest just so you can use his wood? That's crazy.
Create attention-grabbing videos with millions of creative assets on Motion already. Join the biggest global businesses and enter a...
So of course, Tsunade is pissed because technically that means her DNA is on his chest too. And she know better than that, so she can't let it slide. And ironically enough, Madara didn't had Hashirama's DNA pumping in him so long, he can even sense that Tsunade is related to him, making him decide she would be the first one he tastes that, which just shows off even more fraudulent behavior. Bro, could it be Hashirama? So now he decided to take it out on his granddaughter just because grown ass men with no shame hate to see. But then to make it worse, he goes on a whole rant straight glazing Hashirama for no reason before ending it off calling Tsunade a weak woman. Like, buddy, you have no idea how big some talking was. That right there is where we draw the line. It is not the 50s no more, homie. It's the big 25. But besides all that, that's the go-to target. The woman with the genes of the same man you willingly put inside your body. Through which hole? I have no idea. This Kage steps up, not letting none of that shit slide. The other Kage, especially Garn, is like, is this nigga serious? Before we see her hair and clothes start blowing in the wind, giving her a aura boost as she walks up, spreading the blades like she MJ, and then starts turning on the 100 healers, ready for the Kage are flabbergasted. They ain't seen this much aura since the summer, as she goes launching forward, going straight into his Susanoo ribcage, making it start to crack. But of course, this guy Madara has no concern. Bro's only comment was, wow, she's slower than the right Kage. Meaning bro is not fast. For also saying that she is stronger than the right Kage, making him jump back, blasting the fireball that gets countered by Mei, finally doing something until she combos the wall into a dragon that sends him right into A and the note, breaking his back as Tsunade shatters the ribcage, sending his ass flying back through a tree and into a wall. As we go in to see bro posted up, instantly folded, saying that she is indeed not weak. And even though bro was just getting tossed around like a salad, he still go right back to blazing Hashirama. Like at this point, I think bro finna have the baby. This is almost as bad as Naruto with Sasuke, I'm gonna be honest. And for some reason, they decided to show us Tsunade's ex. Let me say that again. Ex. As she bodies Madara, blowing off about half of this man's body like he told you, sending him back to his man Hashirama. As Garn wastes no time starting up the seal, making another whack-ass pyramid. While she down here hype as hell, man, you love to see it. Actually, a beautiful way to end off Madara, putting up a good fight versus all 5 Kage, just to eventually lose to the amped-up granddaughter, the one man he could never beat. But that also means the last villain is this bum meat rider Kabuto. So low-key, bring Madara back, bro, as Tsunade gets obliterated straight through the guts, sending the whole squad into shock. So as I wipe the tears from my eyes, we see her getting lifted up, and this man Madara rising out of nowhere, because whole time, they just sealed the wood before we see the goop cut the sword in half, pushing out her guts, grab it, and slam it into Madara's ribcage. Like, let's go, bruh. I knew she couldn't go out that easy. Only Jiraiya would fall to some weak shit like that. Just for Madara to pull back out the Magatama beads, going right back into her stomach, and her flying and booming into a rock. But we all know that is not enough. As she comes out from under the rock, healing herself up like she had a damn C-section, till Inoki pops in out of nowhere, blasting particle style, right at Madara. Then of course, he just absorbs with the Rinnegan. And honestly, I'm sick of it. So I got a question. Do y'all think if they fought regular Madara without Hashirama skills, so no Rinnegan, and without Kurama, that they'd have a reasonable chance at winning? And I know the fight not over yet, but even the thing you talking about right now, you can't do without the wood clone. So I just gotta know what y'all think. Now that other big thing he got, yeah, they're cooking. But as you can see, he likes to warm up first. So do y'all think he could get snuck before that? I don't know.
Okay, 280 beam Esso with brown sugar sauce became smoky and bacon.
But anyway, we end up finding out that the dismantling jutsu he got hit with earlier was Mickey, because he got hit on purpose just to show off his Hashirama tech, which again is crazy glaze. Because no way he thought that shit was gonna make them give up, especially with them knowing Hashirama was beating that ass. As we find out that they did press him enough to make him use a substitution early, which he wouldn't have normally. fight kinda even, not gonna lie. 5v1 ain't too crazy at all. That's a normal jump. Totally fair. So fair, in fact, that this menace decides to bring out 25 woodwalls. Meaning 5 for you, 5 for you, 5 for you, 5 for you, and 5 for you, my boy. Got guard posted up like a black special. And they can't even be mad either. Because it's the same thing they was doing to him. That is until he poses the question.
Would you prefer for all of these clones to use Susanoo against you or not?
Oh my gosh, they are so good. This is a demon. He talking mad shit, but the worst part is, he can back it up. Bro, it's the Michael Jordan of the Naruto verse, man. That's the GOAT. And so, of course, things are not going too well. As we see Susanoo's walking down and smacking May, sending her trash ass flying, almost catching a nasty hook, except Gar saved her, as he's surrounded by 3 of them before he blocks one sword, and then Ashley moves out of the way, dodging the other 2, which might be the craziest thing I done seen all fight. I don't know if I've ever seen this man dodge an attack. But anyway, he's still getting swatted, his head bouncing right beside me. They just stare at all skin Susanoo as they got her fight. And yeah, look at her face. She might as well go home now. You can already see she is not built for this. The lights are definitely too bright. I guess they really just be letting anybody be Mitsukage. But in the Leaf, we build different. As we see Tsunade with literally 2 swords in her stomach. I'm not even making a joke out of that. Coming down, rocking the Susanoo in the back of his neck. As Raikage literally out here catching Susanoo punches with one hand and having a whole conversation while he do it, telling Tsunade to slow her ass down before she end up withdrawing for real. And she like, nah, I'm gonna go crazy. Can't nobody stop me before just imploding and then put on all fours, coughing up kitchen. It's really do be fake demons. But that lets Madara catch the Raikage off guard, snatching him up and putting him in to get juicy. But bro really could have just ended him right then and there. This man is pure evil. But then he drops him down and the Susanoo starts cocking back her sword till a hand comes from out the ground, saving him from a 5-sword beating like they were trying to compare sizes. I promise you, bro, 5 was not necessary. This is really true unadulterated animosity on display right now. As you see the head pop back up, dropping A off beside of Noki as he releases him from the Genjutsu. And we see Madara up here posted up, watching this massacre like he Krillin, just enjoying the show. As all the Kage gather back together, the Susanoo is walking up like some damn titans until the Noki loads up and Tsunade already knowing what to do. He's right behind her. She must have learned this from Jiraiya. Except she starts giving him chakra and he shoots off this little ass geometry dash square. That turns into a huge cube, packing up about half a Madara before Inoki opens it up for a damn lightning water dragon to go flying through. And Madara starts absorbing just to see Gaara's sand wrapping around him. And he slowly actually starts getting sealed until, of course, it becomes that time. Uchiha time. As he busts out of it, charging up, leaving the Kage in pure disbelief as we finally see the perfect Susanoo just towering over before he starts unsheathing his sword, literally slicing up mountains on accident, and they're not even close to him. And then this man got the nerve to say,
It's just me. So after all this, the maps will only need to be redrawn a little bit.
like, bro, what the fuck is wrong with him? Bro is a demon, but then it gets worse.
Oh, hell no.
Asking was bro holding back early, and this man Madara says,
One adult would go full force when fighting mere children.
absolute ludicrous levels of disrespect that personally I wouldn't go for. I would have hit him with the
Lol.
like, bro, what the fuck is wrong with him? Bro is a demon, but then it gets worse. Inoki starts crying and asking was bro holding back early, and this man Madara says,
One adult would go full force when fighting mere children.
absolute ludicrous levels of disrespect that personally I wouldn't go for. I would have hit him with the As he then starts walking up there until the Inoki puts his size for a foot forward and starts up the pet talk. But at this point, I'm not hearing this. Because Madara then says his Susanoo literally has the power to with one stroke of his sword destroy all things in the universe. So I'm sorry, but what is Sand Boy and Water Girl gonna do with this? We're not even gonna do absolute ludicrous levels of until Inoki puts his size for a foot forward and starts up the pet talk. But at this point, I'm not hearing this. Because Madara then says his Susanoo literally has the power to with one stroke of his sword destroy Tsunade's ex has one more chance to say goodbye as he goes flying over. But looking at this, I have to wonder how bro died. Because this ability is crazy. This man is the only person in this series with damn ghost transformation. Just for him to probably die of an explosion like Tsunade's trash ass little brother.
Oh, come on.
We go back to her giving the mysterious person who stopped the reanimation crazy glitches, which was well deserved. Because honestly, nobody else would have been able to do what Itachi did, unless you say Naruto was just gonna talk no jutsu. But the scary part about all this is that Madara sound just as calm as ever, with his golden voice acting before he goes leaping towards him, shooting fireballs to get packed up by Tsunade. In exchange, that 100 healings is gold. But out pops Madara and down goes Tsunade. Until this nigga regenerates, pulling out the Susanoo and trying to end the Senju bloodline. Before out of nowhere, you see her get saved and go jumping away. And by none other than Don, her ex, who was able to blitz Madara, by the way. Just putting that out there. And meanwhile, nothing important happens while they're in here for real. Just something we are not going to talk about. As you see the Byakugo seal come back, making Madara question if she got chocolate from somebody. But she got a little more than that, buddy. Might have to pull out the Switch. No Nintendo. But she friend zones bro saying she was just talking to an old friend. And this minutes Madara like, oh word? Well, you'll be with them again soon enough. So yeah, put bro in the Trash Talk Hall of Fame. I've seen enough. As he then tells us that a reanimated body can release itself the reanimation juice if they weave the right songs. Which makes me beg the question, how did he learn the songs? He had to have got them from Tobirama, right? Unless Kabuto just engraved it into bro's brain, which would be dumb, knowing this lunatic could just break free and murk him anytime he wanted. Unless, of course, that weirdo Zetsu was snitching. But anyway, then Madara officially releases his animation, and now we see Mei look like she's gonna cry. And she never is gonna get married after. Even though, knowing her, the husband would have probably been 16 anyway. But now Madara says he's getting bored. There's something else that's piquing his interest. Something with 9 tails. Giving the Noki flashbacks. Him swearing to Naruto. They finish grow up. Shout out Luke. So he goes flying towards Madara, feeding from the fade. And this pathetic excuse for Akage is like, no, we can't stop him. This is pointless. Like, y'all finna die regardless. At least have some shame. Admit, they should have listened to me. But you know, Tsunade clutched up for him again. Just putting that out there.
I've been talking about the Nintendo Switch 2 and the hype and the build up to the launch, and how I generally think this is one of Nintendo's most disastrous products to date. I think even compared to the Wii U, if you look at the Wii U and how big of a flop that was, the Nintendo Switch is just showing so much disappointment already. We talked about it. We talked about the fact that you're essentially paying a subscription to use a microphone button. We talked about the paid hardware demo, which is supposed to show you around the system and how it works. We talked about the overall fact that games are being priced at $80 a pop, and how just in no universe, even with tariffs, even with the inflation and progress that games have seen over the past decade or so, does that reflect the price of $80 a pop? And so yeah, anyway, Insider, this is Nintendo's worst case scenario.
There's no better way to start this episode than with a quote. So here it is. I don't want to blow things out of proportion, but this feels like a true crisis moment for Nintendo. Those are the words of former PR manager for Nintendo of America, Ken Ellis, talking about the backlash to the Switch 2. And it's fair to say there has been a lot of backlash out there. This was Nintendo's golden opportunity to take the insane success of the Switch, to reset the future, and to lock in their dominance. Now you've got people talking about the Wii U. You've got people talking about pricing, about things that feel a little hostile to the community.
So let's take a look at this right here. The Nintendo Switch sold over 150 million units. It sold, DS 75 million units. The Wii was 101 million units. The DS 154 million units. Now the Wii U, obviously being the worst by far, only sold 13 million units, which is just beyond embarrassing for a company like Nintendo, right? And if you do the math, it's about 13% of the amount that the Wii sold. So if you maybe assume that it's going to do similar numbers as the Wii U, that would be their second worst or worst selling console of all time. It probably would be second worst, but the pricing is not something that is friendly to consumers. It's not wallet friendly. Like cost-conscious consumers, especially with inflation and tariffs and stuff, are probably going to look at this and they'll say, yeah, I think the Switch works just fine. When your mother was telling you when you were younger that you didn't need the new Xbox, the one you have right now works just fine, the reality is it works just fine because the other one is so much more expensive. And so that's probably something that parents are going to be telling their kids a lot this holiday season.
You've got people talking about pricing, about things that feel a little hostile to the consumer. So this is not what Nintendo wanted, and things could get worse before they get better. But that, of course, is only if you can even pre-order a console. Many of you can't. Spicy news first. So Nintendo have indefinitely delayed Switch 2 pre-orders in the USA and Canada, and that's explicitly because of the tariffs. My Nintendo members are going to get invites for May 8th, but as for everyone...
So what they've done is they've put in a system to make it so that those who get access to pre-orders are vetted Nintendo fans. So, it's crazy. Like, they made it so that the people who have first access to the pre-order of the system are people that are, like, actual fans of the company, and they have to prove it. I kind of understand that for some reasons. Like, I've heard people say that it's a good anti-scalper measure. Like, it's going to deter people who are just trying to hoard the system and resell it for an expensive price, like what happened for, like, the PlayStation 5. And that probably is true. I also do think that it's going to deter parents of children who would want the Switch 2, because how is a father going to prove that he is, a fan of the company and stuff like that? Like, he's not going to be like a My Nintendo member or whatever the thing is called, right? So, yeah.
What else? Well, literally no clue. According to Doug Browser, who's of course CEO of Nintendo of America, the tariff costs were not factored into the pricing of the console. That is what he said, but according to analysts, that's likely just some PR spin. If you want evidence, you only have to look at, well, the Japan lock Switch, because it's priced more cheaply. This really is quite something. Now, that is...
Yeah, so how can you say that the tariffs are not playing a part?
If you want evidence...
Nintendo says US tariffs were not factored into the $450 price tag of the Switch 2, but then look at this, right? This is more of a PR statement to TBH. Nintendo will, of course, have accounted for as much as possible prior to the announcement of the new price. What they and no one else expected was a significantly higher 46% tariff. That's what is leading up to the price reassignment at this point. So when the person says that if it was the tariffs or if it wasn't the tariffs, right? If the tariffs didn't play a role into the price, then how come the Japan system is so much cheaper?
You only have to look at, well, the Japan lock Switch, because it has been priced more cheaply. This really is quite something.
It doesn't make sense.
Now, that is when tariffs would have been a comparatively minor impact. Now they're, quote, something we have to address. And that may not just be a delay. So to get into the tariffs, Chinese Switch 2s, again, that's if these tariffs actually do end up fully being implemented at the full amount, which is, well, who knows basically. But the Chinese Switch 2s could have an import tariff of 145%. Vietnam did get a reprieve, so Nintendo are basically going to spend the next 90 days trying to get as many Switch 2s into the US from Vietnam as is humanly possible. But in the worst case, analysts at DFC Intelligence are suggesting that Nintendo may not raise the price, but what they may end up doing is lowering the volume shipped in order to lower their risk in that market.
I think that this is also something they should have done with the Wii U. The Wii U had way too many systems and not enough buyers. It was a supply and demand issue. They were oversupplied and under-demanded. So I think with this, obviously Nintendo and the data analysts for how much should be produced based on like the perceived consumption level, like they'll probably get it right this time, or at least closer to right relative to the Wii U and how long that was. But I definitely think you have to be on the more conservative end in terms of like production. It's not even a question, especially when you look at like the way in which like the tariffs are affecting this whole operation. Like, yeah, it's just not even up for debate.
Keep that in mind for later when we'll talk about the kind of shocking impact that could have on sales. And of course, if you're worried about scalping, yeah, you really should be if you're in America. That would suggest that anyone wants to buy the console. And if you look online, you'd certainly think, wow, nobody wants a Switch 2. I don't think that's the case, but backlash is fairly real in many cases.
The Sonic Smasher, now just $1 for a limited time. Live free, eat Sonic.
Cases, it's actually quite fair. It's fair to say Nintendo have not had a backlash like this since the 3DS in 2011. And at the time, that was treated as a fairly monumental event, right? Where they basically had to betray their initial purchases. So doing some sort of price cut after launch the Switch 2 would be
Xbox lost loads of market share all because of one bad product launch, Xbox One, and they're never getting it back. So now Nintendo wants to repeat that chunk of history. All that will be left is Sony. So yeah, Sony has been really well behaved in terms of like among other consoles and other companies. Like if you look at the PlayStation, like PS3 was amazing, PS4 was amazing, and then PS5 is also really fucking good. Like they haven't flopped ever. Really, they haven't. Like the PS2 was also good, and then the PS original. Now we're talking about gaming history. And so, I mean, it's just crazy. Like especially when you compare it to all this other stuff. Behaved. They are raising the PS5 prices in Europe. I didn't hear about that. So that's pretty bad. Why is that? What they're doing? I don't know. But point is, I think like if you compare Xbox to PlayStation and Nintendo, I think Nintendo probably comes in second place. But Xbox, I remember they had done something, right? Hold on, Xbox. Was it the Game Pass controversy? Yeah. So I think Game Pass was something that was people are saying that it like ruined Xbox and stuff like that. But Nintendo's turn to get roasted is what I'm seeing.
Utterly brutal, right? If launch people, because of tariffs, had to pay a humongous amount for the console, then the tariffs go away, other people get it for cheap. Yes, that would feel bad. Even if it wasn't their fault, it would be a massive PR issue for Nintendo. But here's the thing, even without tariffs, people are saying that this console is too expensive.
Imagine flexing 1080p.
Nintendo.
It's 2025, and they're flexing 1080p.
Bad. Even if it wasn't their fault, it would be a massive PR
mean,
issue for Nintendo. But here's the thing, even without tariffs, people are saying that this console is too expensive.
That's
Not only
crazy.
the console, also games. And really, they're not wrong. For many people, justifying $450 and then $80 for a game is really goddamn hard.
It's
Now,
not
if you look
okay.
at the
You can't
data,
justify it.
This is statistical data for the US. It suggests that over the last 7 years, you would have been taking home between 0.7 to 16.8% more than you were whenever the Switch launched. Obviously, there's a very high range there. It likely will be somewhere in the middle for you. Big picture, people are not feeling like wages are keeping up with inflation.
Well, not just wages. I think the quality of games. Most people are having a better time playing older games than current releases. AAA games are struggling pretty massively. I think also if you look at games that are popping off right now, you have like Schedule 1, which is a game which is, it's not made by a AAA studio and it's performing insanely well. And so when you look at people and you look at the market of games being this ridiculous, and then you have people saying GTA 6 is gonna cost like $120. I mean, can we get fucking serious? Why would you not just head over to like Goodwill and then see if they have an old PlayStation and also Repo? Yeah, also Repo. Well, why wouldn't you just look on like eBay or go to Goodwill or something, get an old system, and then play some of the classics that you can get your hands on for just a lot cheaper? If gaming is just a hobby that people have in between work and sleep, why would anyone put up with this bullshit? Why would they put up with with these like insane prices for a company that has basically abandoned them? Why are you all splitting hairs over consoles? Just buy a PC, it's not that deep. Well, obviously, I think everyone has a computer, either a laptop or a PC. But console gaming is like a unique experience that for a lot of people is something they prefer and something they enjoy. And so I don't think it's crazy to say that when these companies are like torturing us with prices, that retaliation is not to be expected. I don't think it's crazy. Like I think you should expect a level of backlash, especially when you look at how much they've been trying to get away with. Like it's not just this stuff. Man, am I crazy? Or is $80 for a game's not that bad? If you look at the trend of game prices, and we've been pretty complacent at $60 and $70 being normal for a long time. At some point, inflation will just catch up. Okay, so I understand what you're saying, but you also have to understand that like the quality is not fully matching. Maybe I would be okay paying $80 for a Mario Kart game if it wasn't a fucking Mario Kart game. My point, and I had made this in my last Nintendo video, is there has to be a new IP, a new banger from Nintendo. Like we talked about this, the last IP that they had released that was original and saw great levels of success and critical acclaim was Splatoon. Everything is using the same IP. Like I'm not paying $80 for a fucking Mario Kart. Mario Kart gets played, my age demographic, they only use Mario Kart for a drinking game called Mario Kart, where you play Mario Kart, and if you're like last or something, you have to just chug a beer. And you can achieve that on any fucking Mario Kart. You can achieve that on the one of the Wii U, the Wii, whatever. And so it's not worth $80. No, it's just repackaged garbage. People are sick of remake fatigue in movies, and I think they're sick of this sort of remake fatigue in video games. Like, it's just, they're just using the same assets that they've been using for a decade and then upcharging. It's crazy. $80 is insane because it's itching towards $100, which no game in recent memory has ever been worth. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, so I mean, look, I mean, not trying to, like, you know, go too hard on you, but, you know, $80 for a game is pretty bad. You can also use purchasing power as justification. That shouldn't follow inflation. I think so. I'm not sure I fully understand what you're saying, but I think I agree, right? Yeah.
A lot of costs these days. That up. Absolutely makes a switch to Sting. But regardless of any increase, it feels like you buy less. In our last video on the topic, as an example, we pointed out that the richest 10% of the US population is currently paying for 50% of consumer spending. That is quite the stat. So between inflation, the last recession, and a lot of other economic factors, the majority of people do seem to have less buying power. So when Nintendo appears and says, hello, you should pay $80 for the new Mario Kart, 33% more than for the last Mario Kart, that will hurt for people to hear.
Well, of course.
On an emotional level, it will feel like a bit of a betrayal, quite literally.
Of course it will, because content-wise, it's also just not, it hasn't scaled properly. You can do a photo where there are probably a dozen game copies on your lap. You can take a photo of your lap filled with 12 game copies, and you know that little photo flex is probably, it only took you like $50. Like, you basically spent $50 to get your hands on all these old games.
Naturally will feel like they are being left behind by the economy broadly, and in this case Nintendo specifically. And to the majority of people, that increase could be the choice between groceries and a video game in some cases.
Yeah.
That's pretty rough. And it's not just in the US. Even in Japan, there was actually pushback. A regional analyst, like one we often go to, Dr. Serkan Toto, pointed out that the cost of games had gone up by 52%. That's really goddamn big. That's surprising even to me. So even the region-locked console pricing could not balance that out. And if you weren't in the loop, basically, the Japanese Nintendo Switch 2 is way cheaper, but to compensate for
What about EA thinking about putting ads in their games? Well, EA and Ubisoft have been biting the curve pretty hard, and I think when you look at the trend of greed in video games, Nintendo is kind of falling in line right now. They're a little bit late, but I also think that in this case, it's actually better never than late. People say it's better late than never. I think it's the opposite here. I think Nintendo, they would have been just fine making an affordable Switch sequel with features that are not even worth flexing. So it's actually shameful that they would bring this out and showcase it with everything, you know, that it's offering, and then with that price tag attached. I mean, it's fucking ridiculous.
to Japan. That was supposed to make it make sense for the Japanese economy, but even in Japan, they're not particularly thrilled. But to temper that ever so slightly,
100% free-to-play gaming for games just isn't worth it when you can get food or something nice for yourself, and there are plenty of free games only if you're on PC. I honestly, like, that's not even a bad take. The amount of stuff that you can get and the entertainment you can get from it, like, it's not crazy at all. Like, Fortnite is completely free. You know, I mean, I still play Overwatch 2, that's free. And so you have access to a lot of different games for no money, and you can get endless entertainment from it. Why would you pay? Especially when a lot of the games that are being priced at a pretty penny aren't even worth it. Fortnite is basically just filled with ads. All collabs are for marketing. Yeah. I mean, that is true. Yeah. I love Wales for making so many games free. Well, any person who's stocking up on Clash of Clans gems, yeah, I mean, they're the reason that there's no ads in that game. So basically,
I do have a really
when price increase but incomes don't, non-essentials like video games become just that, non-essentials. The Actman, yeah, I mean, that makes sense.
Pressing little tidbit. This was pointed out by Automation, where basically that conversation about the rising cost of games, that's been a little bit impacted by the relative cost of gacha games, right? So apparently that is absolutely surging up, especially for parents wanting a game for their kids. But anyway, the core point is cost of games going up, cost of the gaming hobby is going up. This is happening with Nintendo. It's a justifiable worry. Prices are up, wages probably are not, and now a moat is being placed around your hobby. You can go to another castle with better performance and graphics here because, well, it's Nintendo. A lot of people are saying, wow, just buy a Steam Deck. I think it's fair to say that those are different audiences. licenses. So
Right.
for a lot of people, they are essentially being told that you can't play anymore. And Nintendo's response to that concern reminds me of
That is basically like telling somebody who's hungry and they showed up to a pizza shop that's closed that they should just go to the Burger King across the street. Well, they wanted pizza. And so, although if the ultimate reduction of what they want is just starvation or non-starvation, they're going to get the Burger King. But at the end of the day, this is not feast or famine. This is like, I'm enjoying something. It's a hobby of mine, and I'm particular with my hobby. It's really that simple. And so, like, people don't like getting pushed out of something they enjoy, and they are. The industry is suffocating.
the Xbox One and the internet environment. Here's the big quote. We recognize there are some people who may not be able to afford the Switch 2's price point. That's why we wanted to make the other Switch platforms available. This was Doug Bowser talking to CBC. Really does appear to be all part of the business plan. And some people have compared this to the very disastrous Xbox One launch where CEO Don Matrick, one of the legends of gaming, it's fair to say, told the press that if someone didn't want the always online Xbox, they could just go and purchase an Xbox 360. So that was not great PR for him.
So
In this
stupid.
case, though, it's
So
Doug
dumb.
Bowser simply acknowledging
Essentially
market
just calling people who like your video game systems broke. Like, that's insane.
trends. Because, the economy's kind of different now. Console
Right.
generations, in a way, are less real. There's less of a hard definition.
And when I'm telling you if you can't afford it, of course. When I'm saying that you should actually just get like a
Pacifico, discovered by accident.
The story goes, there's a friends went down to Mexico looking for some legendary wings.
of an older game system, I'm not doing it because I'm shaming you for being broke. I'm shaming them for being greedy.
People can't afford to move and often don't see the point of moving without meaningful exclusives exist.
Right.
And a factoid to sort of prove that is that we're only just starting to see PS5 sales overtake the PS4 proportionately
Right.
over the last few months. So that is not humongous sector-wide growth, especially because the PS5 and PS4 are the dominant thing. And Microsoft...
Great quote. You're all brokies, haha, we don't want your money. Wait, now you're not buying our stuff? Please buy it. You made your bet, now you have to lie in it.
position in the market's kind of slumped. It's kind of rough, actually. And what it shows is the last generation of consoles lasted a long time into the current generation.
That's true.
And a lot of those big first-party games, well, they still shipped in the PS4 for like 2 years.
I also
into
think
this
that's a
gen.
good
In
thing.
fact, PlayStation aren't going to stop PS Plus benefits.
I think if a console has a long lifespan, it's generally good for consumers. Yeah, because there's a large window where people are able to enter and not feel excluded. Like if you got a PlayStation 4 basically at any time before the PS5 dropped, it was still a good like Christmas gift, and I think that's something that consoles like they thrive off of.
PS4 games,
Like a long lifespan is always good for consumers, and I think it's also good for publishers and developers because the hardware kits are something that they're now familiar with, and so
January 2026. It's kind of wild. For the third parties, the biggest games like Call of Duty still support the PS4 and the Xbox One, which, again, mind-boggling to me, but it does make financial sense. That's the consoles that people own. You can't
Yeah.
not sell games on old consoles when
Yeah.
those games these days cost so much money to make, and there's a big install base who will actually buy them. And what that means for the people who sell consoles is now they've actually got to play really quite the long game. The prior generation cannot just be abandoned in the way that it was, and that means Nintendo need to make it clear to people that the Switch 2 games are not just Switch 1 games, despite there being backward compatibility.
the problem is that in order to prove that, they would actually have to make new games. In order to prove to consumers that the Switch 2 games aren't Switch 1 games, they can't be Switch 1 games. And so what I'm saying, and I have been saying this, is there needs to be a new IP, something recognizable as different than everything else that's being shoved in front of our faces. Oh, another Mario Kart. Yeah, we can do this for the next 5 decades. No, we can't. Make a new IP. Make a new franchise. Where is the new franchise? It's been fucking Mario Kart bundles for like 2 decades. I think people are tired of it. Like, it's getting to a point where the fatigue, alongside the price hikes and everything else, the lackluster hardware, it's just enough. Like, the outrage it is completely justified and it's completely rational. So yeah, like I'm just not enthused when I'm being shown a racetrack.
There has got
Oh, it's a racetrack. I haven't seen one of these since like fucking every single time they do it. Like, it's come on, bro. It's frustrating. And then when we're talking about like, oh, new IPs, like, oh, it's a new thing. We saw the paid fucking hardware demo. Exhilarating, Nintendo. Great stuff. They made a wheelchair game to showcase the mouse capabilities of the Switch 2 Joy-Con. Like, that's stuff that is just crap.
To be a strong perception of value, to draw people forward. And partially that's going to be exclusive games that will stay exclusive. But it's also about making those games seem more valuable. That's why we've got to talk about perception. Speaking to Gene Park of the Washington Post, Doug Browser confirmed that, as an example, the $70 benchmark is for a game like Donkey Kong Bonanza, and that will be most premium games. He said, though, there will be, quote, variable pricing across the line.
Right.
What they'll be doing is considering the development of the game and the
Did you guys also see that Mario Party Jamboree is now $20 more expensive? It's been out for like a year, not even, on the Switch, and they're like, yeah, on the Switch 2 it'll be $20 more. Actually, like, no meme, go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself. Like, go fuck yourself. Really? What on earth? It's been out for like a year, not even, on the Switch, and they're like, yeah, on the Switch 2 it'll be $20 more. Actually, like, no meme, go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself. Like, go fuck yourself.
Triple?
What on earth have you done to make this thing that was just fucking created worth $20 more on a new system? Actually despicable.
that
It's
game
so
will
shameless.
equal long-term value, and then they will price accordingly, which basically means Mario Kart is going to be $80. If it's a sort of game that will become like
Also
institution,
ridiculous.
playing for a decade, it's going to cost $80. He says that otherwise they'll monitor audience trends to see what the future will look like, which, to be honest, implicitly sounds like them saying if not enough people buy the $80 version, we won't do it again. But it's probably also him saying if enough people buy the $80 version, we'll probably do it again.
Yeah,
So we'll basically have to see. But you can be damn sure that
Vote
all
with
the
your
users
dollar.
can nudge those prices up. Yeah, of course they will. We saw the whole discussion about GTA and that. Plus,
It's
they'll
the
toll
only way out.
I found this site called Box.gg. They'll like unbox packs on their site and they'll ship the physical cards for
A $60 game is just as out of reach as a $80 game these days, which is something that's actually built into Nintendo's plan. What they say they're hoping for, right, is inelastic demand for their products. That basically means, well, they can just substitute it by that price. So that is the concept that, regardless of the price, the quality of their product will ensure a consistent audience. And this is not a new concept for Nintendo. Their whole idea is that their console should be sold at a profit. Their games should be profitable. And we can see that perfectly encapsulated in
I think that there's a Goldilocks. This port is too hot, this port is too cold, this port is just right. There needs to be a Goldilocks equilibrium reached where people will respect a company's desire and need to make profit, and also understand that there's probably a level below a level between, squeezing your customers dry for as much money as possible, and basically having the thinnest margins possible. There is a sweet spot. Like, this is probably more toward the greedy side of things. Probably.
one game. And it's one game that has sparked a lot of pushback.
Right.
That is Nintendo Switch Welcome Tour. Because that welcome cost you $10. Now, Nintendo's Bill Trin argued that, quote, with the amount of care and work that they put in, they think it's a fair price for a minigame collection that also explains the details of the console. Of course, everyone, me included, we all just look at Astro's Playroom and we kind of say, what the fuck, guys? Or say, Wii Sports. And based on both those two examples and the sheer fact that this is basically a
Yo, hello there.
features, that it should sort of be bundled with your console as a general thing. But here's the thing, Nintendo actually never really thought like that.
And it's all to show off features of the system that they boast.
Nice drawing, thanks. However, these flowers in particular is kind of meh.
Or anything like that. Like, it's just so beyond
We try to
shameless.
say like
I
metallic
remember
flowers
myself,
and
like, come on, this is literally called a welcome tour. You don't pay for a welcome. Imagine like touring a house that you might buy, and the real estate agent is like, yeah, it's $10 to tour the house. Well, what? Or imagine going to a movie theater and it's like, okay, if you want to sit through the trailers before the movie, that's going to cost you $10. Are you serious? So I have to pay to be exposed to advertisements? That's fucking insane.
We learned from Reggie Fils-Aimé's autobiography that both Erasmus
Is there needs to be a new IP, something recognizable as different than everything else that's being shoved in front of our faces. oh, another Mario Kart. Yeah, we can do this for the next 5 decades. No, we can't. Make a new IP. Make a new franchise. Where is the new franchise? It's been fucking Mario Kart bundles for like 2 decades.
And my
Like,
picture
it's
looked like a
more
person
tiring.
was sick 2 years
Like,
old and both arms are
it's
broken, and
getting
you're
to a
calling
point where the
them
Switch
meh?
alongside the price hike
I said the
and
flowers were
everything else,
meh.
hardware, it's
The picture themselves I'm happy with. These flowers in particular have me on edge. I'm back. Hello, Moorer. How we doing? If I drew a flower, it would look like a piece of vomit. Tis a matter of perspective. All it takes is, you know, I don't even know how to draw flowers. I just draw a bunch of petals in a round motion and call it a flower.
These 7 characters have Kurama inside them. You say they became Jinchuriki Kurama. I'm sure the second last you never expected on this list. Number 7, Ito Uzumaki. She was the first Jinchuriki of Kurama. Kurama didn't enjoy his life, but he was sealed inside. Number 6, Shiro Kurama. She was the second Jinchuriki of Kurama, but Kurama also didn't enjoy his time sealed inside. Number 5, Minato. When Obito
Hello, beautiful art. Thank you. Ant raid. There's a raid. We get raided. Holt. Let me check the stream manager, because... Yes, it was a raid. Hello, thank you, Ant. Thank you for the raid. Raid of 3 people. Thank you. I hope everyone here is having a great day. Ow, my hand. What made you want to raid me, of all people, is a better question. Usually don't get raids around here, let alone raids in general. And if I do, they're usually hate raids. Of course, but thank you, thank you. Let's see. Let's take a look-see. Ah. So drawing a new profile picture, I see. I'm going to your Twitch chat right now. The art, of course, yeah. Beautiful art, of course. Yeah, thank you. Let's see. Let me drop you a follow. Oh, so you like drawing too. Ooh. Alrighty. I see. We got some art with some singing too. I see it. Be sure to drop down by Ant's stream and give them a little follow, guys. One of the days we'll raid the raider. Give them nice little support. Oh, we can work better on the legs, yeah? Just ever so slightly more orange. No, release me from the settings! I'm sorry to hear that, I beg your pardon? Sorry to hear what, wait, did I say something? I've never had a hate raid? Oh, yeah. The first time I had a raid was a hate raid, so I wasn't familiar. Is it common? I don't know, but for me it kind of is. But needn't worry. They usually go by and happen. It happened, I think, yesterday. Is this your character you're drawing? Yes. Originally, I'll be honest, her design, not you. This was her original design, and it's like, I mean, sure, this is the first time I drew Amethyst here. No, oh my god, yeah, it happened yesterday, and the first 2 times I had a raid were hit. Hey, I told you I'll join your Twitch chat. Hello there. The first 2 times I had a raid, they were both hate raids. One was from Aramori, I think, from Reddit Aramori, and then the second one was from a Russian dude's chat. That was literally yesterday. So when I have a raids, they're like, okay, I gotta be skeptical. Do I turn on shield mode? So I'm glad it's just like a normal raid this time. I usually don't get normal raids, so when it happens, it's happiness. More orange. Let's see, purple. darker purple. Does this work on your neck area? Yes, it does, I think. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe we're just tripping here. But glad to see some new faces around here, you know. Always love seeing the small community grow larger and larger. I'm happy to bring positivity over. Thank you. Every positive energy around here is much appreciated. Let's see. I'm not trying to be a perv, but if this got the other sides, let's be honest. Everybody was thinking it at least once. But that's basically, I guess. But oh well, it is what it is. So, let's see. If anything, I feel like this area could use a wee bit more work. Shadows. But pretty sure, yeah, that's probably a big aspect with Amethyst, you know, lower body. Other than that, I hope you had a great stream, Ant. Probably a long day. Is this the wrong color again? Hopefully not. Which one is it? I can't keep playing these mind games. Which one is it? Is it you? Maybe you. Or maybe. Okay, it's this one, I think. No, it isn't. Oh my god, I forgot which color the shadow is. And they're barely noticeable. Barely noticeable. Ever so barely. Okay, so Risto, now to send me that Deku video. I've come to the conclusion he is beating my butt. Yes, sir. Listen, Deku, maybe like quirkless Deku, you'd probably win, but this one, that's not. That man's not something to be played with. Okay. Let's see. But our goal in life is to make an anime, and for that we need to increase our artistic skills. One of these days, it might be like a manhwa, something like that. These flowers, okay. You know what? I like it, but the flowers, they gotta go. Okay, specifically this shading style of the flowers gotta go. Too shiny. Honestly, had a good stream. I sadly have very bad internet issues, so in a temper with my mood, so it's fun until the last hour. Let's just say that's the realest stuff I just heard, because I'm having the same issues today. I've been having these issues for 3 days straight. So your stream is fine now, but then it'll randomly decide to mess up. And if Shigaraki is there, I have been shaming him about losing. I'm going to say you have no right to be talking to you. You got to cook too. Yes. I need to see what I can do about drawing a bed now. Let's see. So I need to have her laying down on a bed. Let's see. Draw a blanket. Can I... It's fabric, actually. Draw a fabric in general. Because once we get, like, blankets, then we can be getting somewhere. But I've never, like, really drawn blankets. W stream, thank you. I am not getting that level. Holy crap. What is this? Then again, it could also just be like something simple. Blanket. Huh? This almost looks like a Daki. I'm used to this pose for Daki Makuru. I probably butchered that. Daki Makura. Okay. It's almost... Is this like your OC? Yes, this is my OC. This is Amethyst. I need to draw the main character again, because this was the first time I drew him on this tablet, and he kind of looks nice, but he could be better. First time I drew her was the first time I actually drew her in general. And I gotta draw her mother and her father, just for them to get absolutely wrecked in the first few episodes. Cute, thank you. Yeah, I have a whole lot of characters to draw again. I'm looking forward to drawing this one again. But as of right now, the main priority shall be Amethyst until, you know, we get better. Truck-kun. Oh no! Oh no, you can't throw Truck-kun into this. There's a lot of characters we need to draw again. So, Amethyst, honestly, relevance to the story, she won't probably be a majority of the story unless, like, end part. I may have to throw her more in. Also, you're like an anime creator or a webtoon animator. None of the above. Yet, at least. The goal is to build our skills, to be able to, like, draw any pose, perfectly colored. Like, this is great. It could be better, no doubt, because, let's be honest, my shadows are... They're decent, but they're not of level that I want them to be. Once we get, like, used to drawing any pose within a few record time, then being able to make fight scenes or normal scenes, maybe this, because this is like a singular picture here. I'm good at drawing singular pictures, but when the time comes I need to make like an anime or manhwa, then it's going to be like, yeah, you're going to be spending pose after pose after pose, and you better be ready for it, which I'm not at all. So our goal is to build that. Let's see. Maybe we might throw in some orange on it here. Where you at? Accessories. Screen. I'm just gonna test it. Looks a bit off. So try purple. You got Discord? Yes, I do. Right. So if you're on Twitch, do exclamation point Discord. My favorite anime type is straight hands, romantic, and adventure animes. Well, this one is gonna be all of the above. Spy HQ here? Yeah, there you go. So, for like this, it's gonna be definitely shonen. If it isn't shonen, I will be surprised, but shonen will have romance in it. And it probably will be scary as heck at a specific arc, so it might be a little bit bloody. Okay, not even a little bit, a lot of bloody, but at that time, that's not something we're considering about yet. Right now, we want to draw all our character designs. Decent drawing, second time, no, not second per time, probably like the fourth or fifth time, but all those 4 other times were years ago when I was toddler. So, effect colors, hold on, I just realized that you're overstepping your bounds here. Yep. Let's see. So, the only real thing right now would probably be fixing that. Let's take a look at this for example. So I didn't realize how great this, oh, hold on. Wait, don't turn that off. Yo, do you know a aura former? Because I know one in its shadow, an aura former. Sung Jin Flippin' Woo. This man does nothing but aura farm. This man lives and breathes aura farming. His whole existence is aura farming. There could be no other better example than Sung Jinwoo. Maybe there is. Maybe I'm just glazing because I saw him a bit, but he's up there. Oh, we got some nice. Can I be a mod? No. Little too soon for such a request, but not for now. Maybe in the near future, but as of right now, not the case. Oh, wait. I accidentally turned off first ticket. If it was worth a shot, yeah, but no. Hold on, let's see. Let's take a look at this. First off, today will be an interesting day because someone that we really don't like is getting the raid will go lesbian. How will she react with everything differently as far as perfectly hands like Excel? We have nothing to lose, I wouldn't mind, but having you in. The raid will go as planned. I'll take the server down by points. I'm gonna warn Jard. To raid Luigi's and all for one server. Yeah, we'll have more people with us. So there's Luigi's. Oh, did you hold on? Hi again, Brody. Okay. So, quick thing to say. Today is going to be an interesting day. Someone is threatening to raid my Discord server. Not the Spy HQ, but another one that I have. Like the one that I have, like a big one. Yeah, that's threatening to be raided. So, today we'll probably go on this. Warn for Sia, yeah. I call it a me bot. It's called BMO. I can send some of my artworks into Discord if you like. By all means, if you want to, go for it. If your artwork is finished, then go to finished artworks, and if you have sketches, send it to sketches. So 9 members of Spy HQ. We're already coming around nicely.
Where do you go?
Bro, when I was younger, did you think you could go Super Saiyan because I would yell at the top of my lungs? I'm pretty sure younger me thought I did. I'm pretty sure younger me thought I had some weird power when I closed my other eye and then all of a sudden it teleported. Nah, hell no. Oh yeah, my brother's over there assembling the Power Rangers of the Avengers, so. So these flowers in particular kind of hurt my head, but I can get around them. Right now, we're gonna go through a difficult task. Drawing a bed. I've never drawn a bed. I'm gonna send a reference pic and the actual pic so I know what I was drawing. Alrighty, go for it. I always love seeing the community's artwork starting from abysmal and then all the way going up to absolute peak. So, we have someone threatening our server. Let's see. Overall, for a start, it's really good. Though it means that you are struggling with that. I did remember, did you see mine? Yes, I saw yours. With due time. What's his other leg? Oh, okay, so his other leg is kicking. Oh. Definitely will take more practice, no doubt. But otherwise, really good. Let's see. Can I join a server? It's available. Dropping a lurk. I have to make myself something to eat. Love your vibes. Thank you very much. I hope you have yourself a nice meal. I might need to make me something to eat. Holy crud. How long have we been going on for? An hour and 50? We still got more time. We got more time before we go take a nibble. Because so far, these are really decent. Because on another day, I'd probably be like extremely toxic on like maybe a video game. I'll be on toxic, but on art streams, nuh-uh. I just enjoy the drawing. Let's see something. I don't think I need any more for like her undergarments. Should be fine as is. No, don't go back. Don't go back. Don't do this to me. Okay. The one I sent in the cord. Yeah, I saw it. Guys, do we go make ourselves something to eat? Might be. Maybe in a bit. It was rushed before school. I only had 28 minutes to draw. For 28 minutes, I was really decent. For me, I'd probably be stuck 40 minutes trying to get the sketch. But let's see. So, I'm going to retake these flowers. You're ruining it. I will leave that. You know what? Be gone. You also be gone. So the flowers shall be plain for now. I don't sketch, I just look at reference, pick, and draw. That's fair. I used to do that a lot. But unfortunate for me, I wasn't look at reference, I was quite literally trace. Let's see. You know what? I need something as a substitute. I'll leave it. I'm hurting. I'm stuck in my bed, and I don't know where to lay. So instead, here are my symptoms. Symptoms to start. And yeah. Oh, they're singing a lyrics of some sort. The chanting sorcery in my chat. I can send my artist drawing if you like. Drawings were 4 months ago, by all means. I sure as heck remember what my drawings looks like 4 months ago. Let's see what's the oldest drawing I could pick up. Because I know that I had files somewhere. Let me summon LeBron. Guess so. Though I do advise to make it quick, since I am in a bit going to go eat. Did I not add the glow effect to it? Okay, no, I did. I'm just dumb and missed a spot. Here we go. Become one with. I beg your pardon. Oh. Become one with gold. Shine.
Ow, that hurts.
You are gold. You must enhance. I sent it. Okay, let's take a look. Honestly, that's still really good. 4 months ago, it's still really good. If you were like looking directly at reference and not tracing it, that's really good. For me, I would have been all over the place messing up. LeBron, can we let's not start singing LeBron's name in the chat, yeah. Oh. What's in my favorite? That means the best law. Alrighty. Actually, I. Oh, I just realized something. Where are you at? FX. Yep. So. That's where it ends, and I'm gonna make another multiply layer. So enhance it just a wee bit more. No, I used to think gold was just pure yellow. Wrong. It's brown. It's dookie. The truth about gold, my brother, is it's dookie mixed with yellow, and it's actually good. Domain expansion. Domain expansion. Otherworldly Zoro we have here. But other than that, it's really good. This man popped a domain expansion in my bloody Discord. Sent 3 of my favorites. Really good. Who should I draw? Honest, let's see. I'll give you one. Saitama. Draw One Punch Man, bald, caped son of a gun. Okay, yeah, these flowers just really hurt my eyes. What I'm thinking about doing with the flowers is making them like her hair. What is Amethyst's original hair color again? Oh, hot damn. No, honestly, I probably should have made the flowers a different layer. You said OPM, right? Yep. Domain expansion yin and yang. Ah, yes. So we're gonna because what we did today, we added the golden stems for the flowers, and honestly, I'm glad with the stems. The flowers themselves need a lot of work. As for Amethyst herself, let's see. Maybe we can do something about these belts in particular. They're a wee bit too airbrushy. Too airbrush muddy, in my opinion. No, originality speaking, this would be canonically accurate, but... What? Huh? Oh, okay. Seriously, OPM or chill OPM? I will say chill OPM. You know what? Give me both. That's right. I'm tormenting you. Both of them. So, you know what, guys? I might call it for now because I'm hungry and I might do something. So, I'm probably going to go eat. Unfortunately, I hear someone using the air fryer, so that might change in a second. The flowers, I'll do more studies on flowers because they kind of are meh. They're meh to me. The drawing itself definitely has its issues. I'm looking at the knees specifically. I don't know how to draw knees. No. Whatever it is, it needs to be like a more accurate representation of a knee, which I cannot draw properly. I just realized some anime girl characters always dies and always popping out their leggings. Well, in this case, it's intentional. In this case in particular, it's downright intentional. Sensational. It's- I may have just realized something that I wish I didn't realize. Starting off, this arm is a wee bit larger than this one. This band is facing upward while this one is upside down. As to which one is more objectively correct is beyond me. But I'm pretty sure this one is, so. So it's just a straight line, I guess. Straight line, straight line. Okay, no. Thank you for the dang! The subscribe, Adrian Decina. Thank you very much. I like my black queens because I'm black. Very understandable. We're planning on making a black character in the future. Probably gonna be named Charlotte. And sure. As to what I'm going to do with Charlotte, I don't know yet. Maybe she's going to be a mentor of some kind. Teach these characters some new abilities. But yes, she will be a black character in this. I swear, if a dummy mom tries to say I'm going to see you on a laser setting, I am not your dog. Oh, but in reality, you're into that kind of crap. No, I'm joking. Still, behave. So I think my two main issues right now are priority number one, the flowers. Flowers, I'd never draw. Priority number two, the background. If there's one thing I suck at, it's backgrounds. I always compensate with all these different effects, but in this case, I want to draw her lying on a bed. I'm watching My Hero Academia 2 years and the jumping was immaculate. The plan was immaculate. Everything about the whole movie was immaculate. The thing had me crying. Oh yeah, I just realized something. What the? Hell no. Lol. No. 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 Pink. Ladies and gentlemen. She's fucking black. No, I'm joking. Oh, let's see. Blankets and roses. Both of which. Oh, right. I forgot. I need to do something. And in the movie, I did not like Parker Garrett, but he got a lot of good status for me. Gotcha. Effects. Effect colors. Okay, so. Surely I didn't make the mistake of. What have I done? That's why, kids, you use Alpha Lock. Okay, you know what? We're just gonna make a new layer, because why the heck not? I think you fail to understand how much stars can have an impact with these little glimmers right here. Oh yeah. Really make the gold pop out. I like Gojo after coming back from the Toji fight. Okay. You know what? We're gonna call it there for now. Is there anything I can even improve on? Because every little improvement would work for me. Kirishima got one for all. I mean, this man would become an absolute unit. He would be tanking more. He'd be the tankiest of tanks. But then again, he'd die quick, so. He would die earlier, but he'd be tanky as fuck in his career. Wait, how? What do you mean? How? Thing about all for one for all is if the person is quirkless, they'll live a full life. But if they have a quirk, they'll die quicker. Their lifespan will get cut in half, even. Okay, I'm calling it. My brain's tuckered out to be doing these flowers again, and I feel like I'm just kind of endlessly watching this. So I'm gonna call it quits for now. I hope y'all have a good day for now. I might be back in like a couple of hours, but I'm gonna go eat, and I shall see you next time.